the disappointment or the pain, if you will, of not being able to receive communion with my family will always be a part of me as long as we are separated. And that does cause me to pray, especially during communion, at times when I recognize the absence of a person that I would like to be with me. And I have gone to church service in different services with my family where the Methodist communion table was open, and in the Methodist church, communion is open to all believers. And I've been invited each time to come on down and receive communion. But I know that if I go and receive communion, I am promoting a false idea of unity and not the unity that Jesus prays for in the Gospel of John. Because the unity we're called to in the Gospel of John is the same unity that God experiences in himself in the Holy Trinity. And that's how it's prayed by Jesus. So I know that there is separation, and I don't want to be a part of a false sense of unity. I want real and true unity. I mean, no disrespect. And it is hard for me to sit still in the pew, but I know I need to be true to the unity that I hunger for. And it is a prayer of mine that is pretty regular. Not just for my own mother, but for other people that I know would love the experience that I get to have in receiving Jesus' body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Mass, and to have this union with him. So it is my hope that one day my family could come into the church and that we would receive communion together. I know that one day, my family, as far as I can tell, I am not God. I do not make judgments, but I assume and hope and pray that my family will be with me in heaven and we will have unity, the real unity that we're meant to have. It is a hard decision to walk away and to join yourself to Christ. And that's actually what I was doing. I was walking away from my family and I was choosing Christ. And if I were to leave the Catholic Church, and if I were to leave communion, the Eucharist in the Catholic Church, I would be leaving Jesus and choosing something other than the true presence, something other than Jesus. And I do believe that when the Methodist Church has communion, I do believe there is a spiritual union between that person and the Methodist Church and with Jesus, because there is spiritual union between all believers who call upon him. I was hungry for the true presence. I was hungry for to receive him in his real flesh and blood. I was hungry for that. And I couldn't imagine going back. Starting out, conversations with my family and friends about me becoming Catholic was not good. They were not good conversations. They were not fruitful in any way. I think there was too much emotion involved. And I think I was too new to the experience. And I know that St. Paul took 14 years to really sit down and put together his Jewish faith and this Christ that he has met, and now the Christian faith. I know he had to work through some things too, I imagine. So in time, though, as I matured in the experience and I gained a better way of talking, and I also had the emotions healed, and my family had their emotions healed. From that point, I've been able to have good conversations. And maybe not necessarily getting into the nuts and bolts of the Catholic faith, but there is an appreciation my family has gained. They do not see the Catholic Church as negatively as they did when I first said I was coming to the Catholic Church. So there is an acceptance. And I feel like I could very comfortably step out of my Catholic shell and explain things from a Catholic perspective. But I can do it with respect. Whereas before, I don't know, there was a time I'm not sure I was respectful enough, and there was a time I definitely wasn't respectful. I can do it with respect, and I can just answer the questions asked. And because of God's grace, I've been able to do that now. The advice I have for a new convert in handling relationships, especially those who are opposed to the decision that they have made to become Catholic, would first of all to have them realize that God is never in a hurry, that you have time, and you have time to go through this experience yourself, and there is no rush to reconcile 500 years of conflict. There is no rush to do that. So I would say to spend time in prayer. I would even hesitate to even answer questions if family, and they will, and they do, start questioning you about the specific doctrines that they don't understand, and they don't understand how you could follow along with the Catholic teaching. Sometimes it might even be better to not answer those questions and just say, I think we have too much emotion between us. I don't think this would be a fruitful conversation, and just ask if you could just exit stage left. And there's no harm in that, because in time, God does heal, and He gives us plenty of opportunity down the road at just the right time for those fruitful conversations, the fruit that lasts. So don't get in a hurry. God is never in a hurry.